Welcome back to the show. We got another great one lined up for you. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. Before we get started, join us in the Freedom Zone now directly on YouTube. Underneath of any titled video, click that join button right there and come on in. Listen, why would you do that? You would do that because you want every video that I have with zero Google ads on it. Zero. And it's worth the price of admission because it's the cost of less than a cup of coffee per month. Get this, click on this join button. You won't believe the conversation jumping off in there. I'm loving it. We're having a blast. You'll love the information in there. Click that join button. Great way to support the channel for next to nothing. Come on in. Look here. Let's get started. $2.71 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's off 4.2, 80,000 plus for Bitcoin, 1,800 plus for Ethereum. XRP's $2.09. We're off 0.4 on the 24. We're off 9.2 on the 7-day. The range of price right now between 191 and 216. It's 209. I want to buy the dip again so bad, but I don't have a lot of money, so I can't really do that. But I'm going to do it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I do 50 or 100 bucks just for the discipline and then try not to let Mrs. Backup find out about it. Maybe that's what I do. I've been doing that for 7 years. But sometimes y'all tell on me. That happens in the comments, and she reads comments sometimes, so don't put anything in the comments. It's 209 where we are right now. I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm not scared. And I'll tell you something, when you're coming on in, come on in and get your ticket to XRP Las Vegas. The countdown is on, baby. Yeah, 80 plus days away we are right now, May 30th, May 31st. This is hot as fire, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, we have two people that are involved in the White House Crypto Summit on our stage this year. Brad Garlinghouse and you know who it is, the Honorable Chris Giancarlo. That's exactly right. And Dr. Chris Brummer, who's a part of the Crypto Summit for the SEC. Oh, boy, we've got a stacked deck for you, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look. Come on in.
We're getting closer to XRP Las Vegas 2025, May 30th and 31st. The markets are fluctuating, but there is a momentum for this industry never seen before, including the first White House Crypto Summit and multiple XRP ETF filings, as well as a statement from the OCC with positive news for the industry. You can experience real-time discussions with industry leaders and learn about this now rapidly moving industry at XRP Las Vegas 2025, the world's largest XRP conference at the MGM Grand May 30th and 31st, with an amazing speaker lineup with top industry leaders. It's been a long journey, but it feels like it's just the beginning. Celebrate with the XRP community May 30th and 31st at XRP Las Vegas 2025. Get your tickets now.
Damn right. Lock in. XRPLasVegas.com. Look at all the amazing speakers and sponsors we have. The list is growing crazy. And we got more announcements to make. Take a listen here as Senator Lummis to reintroduce her Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill to Congress again this year. Let's hope it goes better than it did in Wyoming, her own state.
I'm so pleased to announce that today I will be reintroducing the Bitcoin Act.
All right, that was a little creepy, just the way she said it.
And I'll be joined here shortly by Senator Justice of West Virginia, who is one of the co-sponsors. And we have several other additional co-sponsors. And a lot of it is a result of the excitement that's been building.
And that's good because she didn't have co-sponsors before. So announcing that she does have some co-sponsors is going to help her get strength and support behind that bill. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's get up to this here. This is Yoshitaka Katao reminding everybody that Braza Group announces launch of BBRL. That's right, the Brazilian real stablecoin on the XRP ledger to strengthen the Brazilian and South American digital economies. Oh boy. Well, you know what? We're not far from getting that done here at home. Take a look at this from Eleanor Tarrant. She highlights the updated text from Senator Haggerty's Genius stablecoin bill. That's the name of it, the Genius Act. Skimming through the PDF and noticed the section of reciprocity for payment stablecoins issued in overseas jurisdictions, has been expanded beyond the February text to include reserve requirements, supervision, anti-money laundering and counterterrorism features, sanctions compliance standards, liquidity requirements, and risk management standards to facilitate international transactions and interoperability with the United States dollar-denominated payment stablecoins issued overseas. Oh, do tell. Well, we're going to tell right here. Jeremy Hogan chimes in, said, I only had time to skim and read the new proposed stablecoin bill, humbly named the Genius Act. And a couple of thoughts and big questions here need help. First of all, it requires permitted payment stablecoin issuers to seize, freeze, burn, or prevent the transfer of payment stablecoins issued by permitted stablecoin issuer. He asked the question here, as many people in the comments have already mentioned, passage of the act would be the death of the USDTether. I think he meant to say there in the US, which it would be. This bill is thick and meaty, and it addressed a lot of things, including interaction of the U.S. federal laws on stablecoins with foreign laws and state laws. I honestly couldn't take it all in. The reserve requirements, AML requirements, etc., all fall neatly for the real USD and USDC. Big picture, the legislation is explicitly making plans for stablecoins to interact with the traditional digital banking system. The merge is being planned. My question, the Genius Act requires the issuer of any stablecoin to have technological capability to comply with the terms of any lawful order. Later, the act defines the required technological capabilities as the issuer to ability freeze, burn, or prevent the transfer of payment stablecoins. So, can Ripple or Circle actually freeze real USD or USDC once it's transferred? I didn't think this was possible for either. Well, I can speak to the real USD. The answer is yes. That's what the clawback feature was amended and brought to the ledger for recently. And that gives the banking industry and traditional finance exactly what they have today, the ability to rescind a payment, freeze the transaction, burn it, call it back, the whole bit. But you can't do it with XRP. But you can do it with the other assets on the ledger, like the real USD. Come on in. Dom from Easy A, who will be there with his brother Phil at the XRP Las Vegas, excuse me. And let me tell you right now, exciting announcement. We are going to be giving away $25,000 prize. Check this out. To the best pitch, Shark Tank style pitch of a builder or developer. We're going to give you $25,000, but you got to go to Easy A and register there. They're going to have something on their app for you, so keep a lookout for that. And shout out to Dom and Phil and all they're doing to really incubate the world with the knowledge of how to grow this new innovation. I mean, it's really amazing what these guys are doing. And his insights are absolutely wonderful too. In case you missed it, some important updates on the new stablecoin bill, the Genius Act. Too long didn't read these updates. Give the stablecoin real USD and USDC an upper hand over foreign issued stablecoins. How? By holding foreign issuers extra high standards, including strict reserve requirements, AML counterterrorism checks, strict liquidity requirements, robust risk management, sanction checks. Most foreign issuers will find these standards hard to meet, giving U.S. issued stablecoins a competitive advantage. It's absolutely right. And again, as I've said, what will happen to Tether? Not long ago, Tether was saying, we don't need the EU, we don't need the US markets, we're fine with that. And then the next thing you know, at the White House Crypto Summit, Paulo Ardoino is like, hey, can you save me a seat? I'd like to attend that. We'll see what comes of it. Meanwhile, DZ Bank pioneers institutional digital asset custody offering with Ripple custody. The digital custody services offer crypto securities like tokenized bonds using blockchain to improve capital market efficiency. It's already begun. It's already underway. We know this. Ondo Finance is doing tokenized T-bills in conjunction with BlackRock. What do we know? DZ Bank is now offering crypto custody through Ripple. Think of it. The foundational barrier or the foundational layer to begin offering these things in traditional finance is in fact custody. And Ripple is poised to capitalize like you've never seen before. And that conversation takes us here. BBVA CEO back in 2018 acknowledged they were happy with the Ripple test. They've been a partner for years. And understand that Ripple is partnered with BBVA, ask yourself, where were all these banks going to custody these digital assets in Bitcoin? We already know it's not Bitcoin network. The XRP ledger, maybe? Yeah, the answer is yeah at my house. Matt Hamilton says, just seen a rumor that maybe Ripple might end up custodying the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. That would melt so many brains if it happened. I got to be honest. I may have started that rumor because I started floating this shortly before he put this post out. And then it's so funny. This is how two-faced some of these people are out here. Source of the rumor, just some random nonsense I scrolled past on my timeline. Random nonsense, he calls it. Until he sees this person say, I say, why not? And the answer is, why not? And he says, well, indeed. I mean, they bought standard custody, so this would be right up their street. Well, then why was it nonsense to begin with, Matt? It isn't nonsense. Or was it just the fact that you saw someone you didn't like post something reasonable and logical? It's so fascinating with some of these people. It really is. It really is. And it still may be a rumor, but it certainly isn't nonsense. Ripple has the means. They didn't buy Medico and Standard Custody and Trust Company for nothing. They are poised to serve the financial industry in custody, which means everything's going to have to be tokenized, which means they're prepared to tokenize it and custody it for you all in one step. Just like that. You don't need to go anywhere else. Imagine the U.S. government and U.S. Treasury announcing they will use Ripple custody on the XRP ledger for all U.S. government-held digital assets, including Bitcoin. Lock it in. We already see major banks around the world doing it. We've already heard the U.S. government express interest to hold XRP. You think they don't know the power of the ledger? The fact that it's a decentralized exchange? Or how about the conversation about the U.S. stockpile, where they can only sell the assets? Well, that shouldn't bother you. Isn't that what they do with the Ripple escrow now? Every month there's a release, and then they sell some of it, incentivize the network, use it for operating expenses. Isn't that what the stockpile sounds like? I wonder how much of the escrow the U.S. government will get before this is over. If we've done our job right, and if the builders of XRP Ledger have done their job right, they've made it so attractive, the U.S. wouldn't look anywhere else. Remember, the XRP Ledger has a decentralized exchange built into the layer 1, and that exchange, since its inception, has been referred to as the World Exchange. There's a reason we're in all of these meetings. And I don't need to play this clip, and it's wonderful. Shout out to Subjective Views. But there's a reason we're at all of these meetings. There's a reason Lauren Believe is the head of public policy and government at Ripple in D.C. There's a reason that Ripple has a D.C. office. There's a reason why they're always having people from the U.S. Treasury come through Ripple. There's a reason the 43rd Treasurer is still a board member of Ripple. And I don't think it was a coincidence that, wow, isn't that fortunate? It just so happens that over a decade later, we made all the right choices. This isn't pinball. When it comes to money, nothing is left to chance. There he is again, sitting at the White House Crypto Summit. Not on this side of the participants table. He's sitting on the side with the administration and the president. That's who he's sitting with. Yeah, shout out to Brad Garlinghouse. Yeah, same guy had dinner with him. Yeah, how about that? Now let's talk about this. I have talked about this and I've gone extra deep on it in the Freedom Zone. That when you see the United States government doing these audits for waste, abuse, and fraud through every sector of government agency, on its face, that's exactly what it's for, to find it and eliminate it, to save our taxpayer dollars. Love that. But I believe there's another reason for it, because we're about to move everything and every government agency where applicable onto blockchain. And you don't want to tokenize the waste, abuse, and fraud when you do that. So you would have an audit before moving to the new system. That way, the system is as clean as you can possibly get it before it's placed on this blockchain, which is immutable and will reveal any fraud when it's found. So, with that being said, I often said too that they got to go to Fort Knox for the same reason, because they're going to audit that and then tokenize the gold that's in Fort Knox. And why would they do that? Because Jim Rickards is going to explain to you that he believes the gold's there. The problem is that it's been rehypothecated, which means it's been sold more than once. The same bar of gold's been sold multiple times. And I want you to think about the implications of what that could do if they go down there for that audit, find out the gold is there, but it's been sold more than once, and that would force an immediate revaluation of gold, and then they would tokenize such gold, and I believe possibly put it on the XRP ledger.
So if I were Elon Musk or President Trump, I've spoken to people with, close to the White House about this. I said, while you're there, why don't you ask the Treasury if this gold is leased? Now, I'm pretty sure they won't ask that question, because if you do, you are tampering with the primal forces. You are getting at something. And you know who Blythe Masters is. Blythe was the head of global commodities trading for JP Morgan for many years. She's now, she's moved on to other things. She's been away from that for a while. But she said something some years ago, and I saw it and I verified it. Then I went back to find it and it was gone. Like it was erased from the internet, but she said it. She said, gold never settles. And what she meant by that was all the paper gold transactions in the world will never turn into physical gold. They cannot. It's impossible. There isn't enough gold. And if we even tried, gold would go to $1,000 an ounce so fast, the ticker couldn't even keep up. So, in other words, as long as the longs and the shorts are happy and everyone's got paper gold, everyone's got price exposure, you make money, you lose money, whatever, but you don't try to turn it into physical gold, everything works fine. Gold never settles. You just roll it over or close it out or sell it to somebody else. But if you ever had a real run on the paper market, it would be, you'd break the market in a heartbeat, and gold would, as I say, it would quadruple almost overnight.
And you know what's interesting about that? My first ever video I ever did on YouTube, you can go back and find it, was on the 589 COMEX rule, which is a circuit breaker to halt the market, the paper market, when trading. And it resets the price of gold because the market's moving too fast to make adjustments, the 589 COMEX. And it could be that we find out in this audit that all the gold's there, it's just been sold more than once. And then they have to revalue the gold to make sure that there's enough gold there. And then when they do that, they tokenize the gold, put it on something like the XRP ledger, so you can't rehypothecate and resell the gold more than once ever again. Dark Defender says, this is an excellent example of monthly technical analysis chart from February 13th. We set wave 4 between 191 and 188, and we slammed 191. I showed that to you. Yesterday, we hit 192.5 precisely. The road to wave 5, which could put us to 585 to 876, is still in front of us. And as far as the technical analysts are concerned, nothing has changed for them. That's what I like to hear, and that's why I'm buying the dips. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.